more thing. Make sure you guys watch the video all the way through because I do put in some special little facts and some special little tips, and you're just gonna miss them if you skip right over it, and also it helps my retention, so thanks. Number 1, views. The scenery in Los Angeles is breathtaking. The mountains, the ocean, the cityscape, there's just so much to take in about what makes LA, LA. LA, 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 LA. There's places that you can find that have an amazing view of the surrounding areas, and we call them views. I don't know if all Los Angeles people call them views. I call them views. Day views. And honestly, most views are used as like hangout spots, or you might take your date there, or it's a smoke spot. There's low-key ones that you can find, and then there's high-key touristy ones like Griffith Observatory or the Hollywood sign. Griffith Observatory has been seen in classic Hollywood movies such as The Terminator, Charlie's Angels, Terminator, I already said that, I meant Transformers, etc. It's a popular tourist attraction with an amazing close view of the Hollywood sign and all of Los Angeles. The best part about the observatory is that it's free, and it has been since 1935. All you have to pay for is parking. So you get access to the telescopes, the building, and the awesome exhibits that they have. In the description bar, I dropped a link to the top 10 panoramic views of Los Angeles. I know, I'm so nice. But ask me about the low-key ones. While we're on the subject of views, let's just talk a little bit about hiking, because some of these views require a small hike. You may have seen your favorite influencers taking pictures with the Hollywood sign. I have not done that hike yet, but I really want to because I feel like I need to. Like I want that little classic picture with the Hollywood sign too. So the next time I visit home, I will try to do that and make it a vlog. And I also don't think that that's an easy hike, so you might want to bring some hiking shoes, you know, if you're planning on doing that. But I also believe that there's different ways to get to the sign, so just do your research before you plan that. I feel like there's so many mountains in the city, so there's always like a small hike to be found wherever you are, and it also gives you a different perspective of Los Angeles. Like, what I mean is there's a nice hiking trail by my old high school in Topanga Canyon, which will give you that amazing beach view that you want. And then there's hiking trails in the valley that'll give you a view of the valley. And then there's trails like in Baldwin Hills that face Hollywood, so you see the city different. You choose, but anywhere you pick, honestly, views are great. I love just going there to chill and to clear my mind. You can even go to some to meditate. Just make sure you're safe and aware of your surroundings. Obviously try to go in the daytime more than at night, but sometimes those night views be poppin', they be poppin', they be poppin'. Number 2, amusement parks and entertainment. If you're looking for a thrill on your vacation, then I definitely recommend visiting one of our popular amusement parks. Only one of these theme parks is in LA County. However, the other 3 that I'm going to mention are only a short drive away, depending on traffic, of course. Let's start with the one in LA. Universal Studios Hollywood. I love Universal Studios. It has a special spot in my heart. My sister and our childhood friend Milan, we used to run through Universal Studios like it was our backyard. We were there every weekend, like I'm not even joking, almost every weekend, because we had an annual pass, and at the time it was buy a day, get 2,000 whatever free, which was an amazing deal. I remember one day I was able to get a group of my friends together, and we all went, and it was just a big group of us, and it's still to this day one of my best days ever. Of course now it's very expensive, I'm sorry. The reason it was so cheap back then is because there were really only 4 rides and the rest was entertainment. Now they have 6 whole rides in 2 small sections dedicated to Despicable Me and Harry Potter, and I guess that allows them to jack the prices up like that. In Universal Studios, there's something called a studio tour, which I don't really consider a ride. It's actually a tram tour that takes you on the backlots of Universal. You get to see where some of your favorite movies and TV shows were filmed, which I think is so cool, and you never know who you're gonna see. The fact that they don't really have a lot of rides never deterred me from going because there's just so many things to do. So you have those 6 rides, and then you have shows that they put on, and then there's food and gift shops, and it's just fun to be like around people who are having fun, or that's how I feel. And fun fact, I actually worked at Universal Studios when I was 18, and it was my very first job, but that's a story for another day. If you can't afford to go to Universal Studios but you still want to get that vibe, then check out Universal City Walk. They offer tons of cool shops and fun places to eat and drink, and I think they even have a nightclub there, so it's definitely something worth checking out if you just want to go out on the town. Disneyland and California Adventures. If you're anything like me and you know all the words to your favorite Disney movie, then you have to check out Disneyland. I mean, why wouldn't you? Unfortunately, it's not in LA County, but in Anaheim. Depending on where you are in Los Angeles, it's about a 30 to 45 minute drive, again, depending on traffic. Anyway, Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. It's the truth, they're not lying. I've been there for probably my 16th birthday, my 18th birthday, my 21st birthday, and I just went for my 25th birthday, but I went to Disney World for the first time. So if you guys want to check out that vlog, go watch it, because I hope that it's up before this video is, or else I am just all over the place. Yes, Disneyland is very expensive. I would say that Universal is a little bit cheaper than Disney, but you never know these days, you never know. Plenty of rides and entertainment, restaurants and character performers, just great magical fun for the whole family, you know? Like I said, I went for my 21st birthday and I was confronted with only a small con. I wasn't allowed to drink in the park. There were actually no drinks being sold in the park at all at that time, I think. We actually had to get on a tram that took us outside of the park to downtown Disney just to get a drink. And downtown Disney is equivalent to City Walk with plenty of themed restaurants and plenty of shopping. Plenty. I think California Adventures is the park that allows you to have drinks, and at the same time I think California Adventures is a little bit more adult friendly. If you're super into thrill rides, then I think you'll be interested in parks like Knott's Berry Farm and Six Flags, which have tons of intense, scary roller coasters. I personally do not like roller coasters. I don't like the butterflies in my stomach. They hurt and they make me feel unsafe. That being said, you'll hardly find me wanting to go to these parks, but that doesn't mean that they're not fun and worth checking out. Number 3, Hollywood. Okay, I know in my last video about Los Angeles, I was a little bit hard on Hollywood, but I really do have a soft spot for Hollywood. My grandma used to take my sister and I to Hollywood when we were younger, and we would watch the street performers and walk up and down the boulevard just doing what you do in Hollywood. I remember one time I did coffee grind in front of a huge crowd of people. Like, I swore I wanted to be a street performer. And although Hollywood is not as glamorous as you probably picture it, there's still tons of things to do here. Walking the boulevard. One of my favorite things to do is to walk the boulevard and check out all the crazy things happening, because there's definitely crazy things happening. Of course, you have your Walk of Fame, and I'm not gonna lie, it is exciting when you see your favorite celebrity star. Character performers. Also on the boulevard, be sure to check out the celebrity impersonators and the characters. They're hard to miss, and I'm not gonna lie, there's some good ones. Like, there's a really good Michael Jackson, he's been there for years, and then there's some that look like they got their costume from Party City. The reason for this is because Hollywood does not hire these people. These people go out and invest their own time and money to entertain people on Hollywood Boulevard. They often require a tip for a picture, even though they won't ask that up front. So just make sure you have some extra cash on hand, because they're expecting a tip, and when you don't tip them, that's when they become not so amusing. Street performers. There is so much talent on the boulevard. There's singers, dancers, people sketching, and so much more. You'll find these street performers anywhere that has like a large crowd of people. So Venice Beach, the Promenade, the Pier, places like that. I've been behind the scenes with many dancers in Hollywood, and I just want to say that a lot of energy goes into putting on these shows for people. So again, make sure to leave a good tip, because you won't be disappointed. And again, they are not hired. Extreme touristy things. In Hollywood, you'll see a lot of people standing around giving out brochures for tours and museums. I personally have not been on any of the tours, but I believe they take you to like celebrity houses or something like that. There are 4 museums that they will try to sell you on the boulevard. Ripley's Believe It or Not, Guinness World Records, the Wax Museum, and then Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. I believe there's a package deal that allows you to visit all the museums while you're there, but my personal favorite is the Wax Museum. It's pretty cool. Number 4, shopping. If you're a fashionista, then I think you'll like it here. We have a ton of different shopping centers to choose from, just like any other place, but let me tell you about the ones worth visiting. So we have the classic Grove. It's really cute. I've been going there since I was little. It has a trolley that runs through the middle of it, and it also includes the original farmers market that opened in 1934. If you want to be fancy and maybe spot a celebrity, then head to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. If you're a hypebeast, then you might want to check out Fairfax Boulevard, which is actually where one of the Black Lives Matters riots took place, and I was there. People was looting. I wasn't looting. I almost got something for free though without looting, but that's a story for another day. On Fairfax, you'll find all of those hyped up stores like Supreme, Dope, The Hundreds, all of which I know nothing about. So if you like standing in long lines and waiting for things to drop, then go there, I guess. And lastly, if your style is different and you just want to stand out, then head to Melrose Avenue, where you'll find a bunch of trendy and vintage stores like Round 2, and they even have a Dolls Kill. Actually, I almost forgot about 3rd Street Promenade, which is in Santa Monica with some shops and restaurants, and it's right by the beach, which leads me into my last topic. Number 5, beaches. So I did talk a little bit about beaches in a previous video, which was called 5 Things to Know Before Moving to Los Angeles, but I'll just go over a little bit about what I said. So my personal favorites are Santa Monica Beach, Venice Beach, and some beaches in Malibu. Of course, at Santa Monica Beach, you have the pier, which has some carnival games and a roller coaster and another ride, and I think it has like a total of 3 rides, so that's always fun to go to. If you want more of a hippie and free spirit energy, then I definitely recommend Venice Beach. There's always something happening at Venice Beach. I remember taking my brother to Venice Beach for the first time, and I remember we were telling him like, yeah, like something's always happening here. Like, you never go to Venice Beach and something interesting doesn't happen. So as we like walk out to the boardwalk, like these 2 bums are getting in a fight, like a very violent fight. So that just gives you an idea of the kind of people that are there. They also have a pier, but there's nothing on it. They do have a skate park. You can walk up and down the boardwalk and check out the street performers. You can talk to people. People can talk to you. It's just a good time if you're into that kind of stuff. And lastly, if you just want a chill beach day without a lot of people around you, then I definitely recommend going to a beach like closer to Malibu. I personally like Will Rogers State Beach, which is kind of before Malibu. It's actually in Pacific Palisades. It's just a quiet beach and a perfect getaway from the city. So the free bonus thing that you could do would be to visit the museums. You guys, there are so many free museums that you would think costs money, but it's a great way to spend the day if you like art and if you just want to learn the history of whatever the museum is for. So you have the Broad, the La Brea Tar Pits, the California Science Center, etc., etc. I'll definitely put a link in the description bar to some free museums that you can check out when you're there. And you guys, that's a wrap. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope this list helped you narrow down what you want to do in Los Angeles, because I know when you're traveling and only for a couple of days, it kind of gets overwhelming because you want to do so much in the time that you're there. But I promise if you do most of these things, then you will definitely get the core of an LA experience. So goodbye, and say goodbye to my eyelash too.